Hello, hello. Welcome to the live and in person monthly energy forecast. I have a new font at the bottom that says Marisa, Liza, Pell monthly energy forecast so that I don't need to tell you it's the monthly energy forecast. It's right there. So, hello, if you're here live, thank you so much for coming. This is a very special live presentation, so I can't wait to get underway. Please use the chat if you're on YouTube or Facebook. I like knowing who's here because normally I do these pre-recorded. And so I like to know who's here so that I can say hi. So if you're here, say hello. Remember, if you were here for the lounge for 3 whole years every Friday with your crackers, with your tea, everything else through the pandemic, if you were here, please say hi. And remember, this was the lounge back in the day. We just have a couple other changes, but I'd love to see if you were here. So say hi. Tell me who you are. Okay, Michelle, of course you're here. Of course you're here. Hi, Michelle. Michelle was an alumni of our Ascend and Align Accelerator program. So I know Michelle very, very well. Hi, Deborah. Thanks so much for coming. New Jersey. Where in New Jersey? I used to live in New Jersey. It's right outside of Cherry Hill in the Marlton area in the South Jersey with all the traffic. So I don't know where you're from, but welcome. Good to see you. Awesome. Well, before we get started, I have a couple announcements, but this forecast is going to be super important for you coming up. I mean, this is like probably one of the most important forecasts that I have all year. So it's important that you really pay attention. And we have every single day coming. I'm going to go over this. And the good thing about me going live is that you get to ask your questions. So if I'm talking about something in the forecast, you're relating to it, you have a question, feel free to put it in the chat. I'll bring it on, answer your questions. And then at the end, I will also leave a little time in case you have questions about the forecast or anything that might be coming up for you. And we'll see how we can deal with it right in the moment. So I just want to say hi to a couple other people. Oh, Blummy Blum. Yes. Hello. Good to see you. Blummy Blum. First name actually is Kristen. She is one of our moderators and one of our highest engagers in our community. She's been around Connection Beyond. Well, it's not Connection Beyond anymore. We're moving into Heaven Speaks now. I'll talk to you about that in a minute. But Blummy Blum has been around for like 20 years. And so when we opened Momentum, which is my free private channel, if you're not a part of that, Blummy Blum, just message Blummy Blum. She will get you in. Okay. She is there. She moderates the community. And she just happened to come in there like a year ago. And now she's a full-fledged. She renamed the group Momentiners. So yeah, Blummy Blum is awesome. Maria, hi. Nice to see you. Good to see you, Maria. Deb, East Brunswick. Okay, I have family in East Brunswick. Remember the Village Recreation and Swim Club that no longer exists? Yes, I swam there. Deb, hi, Deb. Deb's here. She's one of our Ascend and Align Accelerator members too. I know Deb pretty well. Cindy, good to see you. Blummy Blum. Regina, good to see you too. Good old Scranton, PA, representing. All right, Deborah. Good to see you. Thanks so much for coming. All right, so I'm going to get started. Without further ado, I have some announcements. Obviously, you guys love my announcements. So many of you know, if you don't know, I spent 25 years as an intuitive channel, medium, all that stuff, 25 years actually. And I took a little break a couple of years ago. Once the pandemic hit, took a little break to reformulate what I was doing in my career and how I was serving my clients. And we built a women's 12-month transformational program. Took 3 years to build and to bring people through all of the 6 steps that we have in the program. So that's where I was really devoting my time, and also just needed a break take a sabbatical for my personal development and a number of other reasons. But once I just launched my new website all around soul alignment, because this year is all about alignment. It's all about soul alignment and how we're all going to really need to be in alignment, not only with ourselves, but with how we're serving in the world, how we're making an impact in the world, and our relationships. Not just talking about romantic relationships, but every relationship that we are mirroring from our bodies out into the world, what we're magnetizing in our romantic partnerships, in our career partnerships, our bosses, everything like that, right? Even in our families, how are we mirroring what's going on inside and what are we attracting, right? So in order to break the cycles and patterns that might be going on in your life. And if you are here, you've heard me talking about this for, oh God, a number of years now, that the transformational process started about 5 years ago. And now universal consciousness is raising. A lot of people ask me about the 5D, like, what's the 5D? How do I get into the 5D? And really, it's just about, we raise consciousness by actually breaking our patterns and cycles and actually bringing that in to our families, to our friends, to our loved ones, and bringing in nurturing partnerships into our life, and also knowing what we're feeling, not just from a psychic level, intuitive level around us, but what's going on in our bodies and how we're feeling, because that's what we're radiating outward, and that's what we're going to be attracting. Okay, so I'm going to get into all the soul alignment stuff, and I'm going to get into the theme in March. But before I get into that, yes, so after we launched the whole soul alignment thing, the new website, which Connection Beyond is still up, but MarisaLizaPell.com is now up. If you haven't seen it, it's how I'm blending all my work as an intuitive and a channel and into the transformational space of somatic healing and breaking those patterns and cycles for good, so that you can actually build your heaven on earth, right? So spent 25 years, earth to heaven, still going on. But now I'm taking my clients in a different space so that they can build their heaven on earth here. And that's what my program is about. So after I launched the website, had no, just spent like 4 months on it, had no idea that I'd be doing a show at the end of this month and coming back into giving messages from the other side, right? I didn't plan on this. It just kind of happened. I had many opportunities over the past couple years to go back into it. My body just going through my own healing process and going through my own, breaking my own patterns in my own life process. I had to stop in order to heal, right? That's what we have to do. We have to take that break in order to heal. We design that break. And I launched the website. I felt that alignment happen in my body, and I know that that's the direction we're going. So we're like elevating the work. It's not like I'm not doing the work anymore, but I'm elevating the work to bring it to you, not only to give you hope that the other side exists, but also to help you break through the chains here and to actually build a life of complete fulfillment on all levels. Okay. So that you can receive what you're meant here to do. And you also made a contract when you were on the other side, because it's a circular thing. When you came down here and chose the life that you have now, you made a contract, a soul contract, to achieve a certain mission. So you picked the body you're in, you picked your parents. I know some of us are like, oh, we went through so much in our life. We're like, how do we pick this stuff? Right. But you picked it. And in order to fulfill it, you have to come back into the physical vessel. You have to come back home to yourself. You cannot be disconnected out there and all over the place and overwhelmed and scattered and just completely in a fight or flight state to be able to make an impact the way you need to make an impact in the world to help to raise human consciousness, right? We all have that ability to come here and do that. So that's the goal. And that's really where my work is stemming from now, is to do both. But it's also to bring you back home to yourself so that you know without a shadow of a doubt that the decisions you're making are completely 100% the path you need to take. And you no longer will externalize asking anybody else what you need to do. So coming back home is coming back home to your own intuition about your own life and not about other people. So like I said, feel free, get involved in the conversation. I'd be happy to answer any questions. All right. So the biggest announcement that I have, I'm coming back. Yes, I'm coming back to the stage the end of the month at the Putnam County Golf Course in Mahopac. I don't even know if I'm saying all this right, in New York. And it's a one-time only show. I'm going to see how I feel coming back, but we are not going with Connection Beyond Live. It's going to be Heaven Speaks. That's the new show. That's the new tagline. And it's going to be an evening of connection the other side, but also it's going to be an earth to heaven, and it's going to be a heaven on earth. So we're adding that at the end, talking about how you can transform your life for the true heaven on earth that exists for you. So messages are happening. And then I'm also bringing my elevated work to this show. So if you would like tickets to the show, actually, this is the first time I've ever seen a venue do a buffet dinner before the show. So there's going to be a buffet dinner, and then the show is going to happen. So Trey is going to put the link in the comments. So the ticket link will be in the comments if you'd like to check that out. Now, where are we at? Okay, so this is the last month that the energy forecast is going to be in this format. Okay, so I told you a couple months ago, I'm doing the PDF guides, doing that for our members in our communities. And we do, like, I go over every single month of the forecast and every single day of the forecast, and I'm pretty much just reading what I'm writing out. So moving forward, a lot of people are really liking me delving deeper into the theme, and I'm going to do the key, like the most important key date highlights. So that's going to be how everything's going to be moving forward. You're going to get a lot more on the theme end, and then the most important dates coming up. And then if you are in one of our other communities, you're going to be getting an actual guide. Okay, you're going to be getting an actual full, like, bunch of pages guide with every single day and a detailed overview of that. So that's where things are going. So just wanted to let you know about that. We're still having the energy forecast. It's just going to be a little different moving forward. And then I'm going to talk to you about our brand new membership that's coming up, and that's opening tonight. And I'm only taking 20 people. So I'll let you know about that as I go along. But let's get into the March energy overview. Okay, so I'm going to go into the theme of the month first. And if you see me reading, I have a little bit of a script here. So I actually write it out, as you know, I write it out, hand write it out the day of, and I channel all the information. So the theme is the heart of the matter, getting to the heart of the matter, meaning getting to what you really feel about everything that's going on in your life right now. So the March energy overview, if there was a month in 2025 that is the month of the realist, March is it. So this month activates energy around the heart chakra and the heart center, making it very clear that you need to stand your ground on what's most important to you. In February, if you remember, we talked about endings and things running their course, right? But in the past, those endings were clean, things simply ended. This time, the closures are not instant. These are long-standing commitments that need a bit more time, clarity, and action to fully unravel. You just can't cut and run anymore, okay? You're used to being like, oh, I don't want to do this anymore. Let me just cut and run. The reason you can't just cut and run on these opportunities coming is because you've invested time into these things, you made prior commitments, and there are loose ends that need proper closure. And let's be honest, if you're highly intuitive and sensitive, we don't like closure too much. We don't like shutting doors. We don't like just cutting off relationships, right? We aren't used to closure. So if you're highly sensitive, you probably rather leave doors slightly open than close them completely. But this month is teaching us the right way to close the doors with clarity and integrity. Now, next, we have to start facing what we've ignored, or you have to start really paying attention. So, question for you, have you really been paying attention in your life? Like, have you really been paying attention? Or have you been caught up in emotional chaos, drama and distractions, and scattered mental processes? If so, it's time for a big old wake up call. So, March brings the realization that some things were never right for you in the first place. But because they weren't urgent, pressing problems and not chaotic, not the biggest chaotic thing you had to deal with, we just maintain them in the background, right? Without fully paying attention to them. And if you're highly sensitive, intuitive, you might recognize this pattern. Okay. Number one, you get stuck in overwhelm. Number two, you obsess over fixing people, places, and things. And number three, you pour energy into changing others instead of tending to your own life. The result, the foundational pieces of your life get neglected. And now in March, you snap out of the trance and see the mess that's been accumulated. Okay, if this resonates with you, please, please put it in the chat. Yes, I understand where you're going with this. Why things feel stuck even when you're working hard. You might be thinking, why am I not further along? Why does it feel like I'm moving in circles instead of forward? Now, here's the truth. You are moving, but in a cycle and not a straight line. The energy is strong, but it's not going in the direction that moves you up. So Angela understands, right? February brought clarity about what had to end. So like I said, it wasn't the things you thought had to end. It was just a couple things that you didn't really that you didn't think about that were having to end. But in March, where we're going, it's about the correct transfer of energy. Okay. You just can't ghost, avoid, or get out of things abruptly. These closures require conscious, intentional action. Now, why we carry unnecessary emotional baggage. Many of us weren't taught how to properly open and close doors in life. Instead, we leave doors half open, bringing old baggage into new situations. Okay? If you understand that, please say, "Yeah, I get it." We react intensely to small things because old, unresolved emotions come with us. Okay? So we change jobs, friendships, and even move states, like even move states or countries, only to realize we feel the same. So when you think about it, you're going through something really deep, or you're going through a big crisis, or you're going through a lot and it's been like everything's building up. You're like, let me just close the door on this life. I'll move across the country. I'll get rid of all my friends here. I'll go and I'll change my job. I'll change what I'm doing. And all of a sudden, you realize you didn't change much, even though you went to a different place and started over because you brought everything with you. You bring you with you, right? So nothing changes in your cycles of nothing changes. Why? Because we never truly closed the past chapters. Now, why closing doors properly affects manifestation? We have to talk about that. We often wonder why our manifestations don't come through faster. We think we're doing everything right, but in reality, we're dragging unfinished energy into new situations. So think of it like this: if your house is cluttered, there's no room for new furniture. And if your energy is cluttered with unresolved baggage, there's no space for new opportunities. So when we don't close doors properly, we carry guilt, fear, and resentment into new ventures. Okay. We slow down the process of attracting what we actually want, and we get stuck in repeating patterns instead of moving into expansion. So if you've been doing all the work but not seeing any results, ask yourself, what am I still carrying with me? What doors have I avoided closing? And what loose ends need to be tied up once and for all? March is your chance to clear that energy and to create real momentum. So, we're going to go into the energy forecast, full key dates overview for March 2025. I see some people in the chat, so I just want to say hello. Brenda says, yes, I understand. Awesome, Brenda. Luann, good to see you. Blummy Blum, get out of my head. Awesome. Oh, and happy birthday. Great. It looks like we have a troll on the feed. So Red Sox, you might want to go back onto the other. This is so funny. You might want to go back onto the channel and look at the other videos, because everybody here is having a great time. So you might want to skedaddle if you're not having a good time. All right. So let's get back to the energy forecast. If it's boring to you, yeah, it's probably not the right fit. Full key dates overview for 2025. So let's go over the full key dates overview. March 1st and 2nd, we're just going to go into those dates, and then we're going to go into the full summary for 2025. Now, before I get there, anybody have any questions about the theme of the month or the energy forecast? I can get to you. Okay, so my assistant was having trouble putting the link to the event in the chat. So I'm going to put it in if anybody wants to come to the show. So there it is. Awesome. I'm so glad to see so many people here. Thanks for coming. Yeah, let's see. So anybody have any questions so far about the Angela? I hope you come. Yes. Let's see. Oh, hi, Marnie. Of course, I remember you. I interviewed you a couple years back. Yes, it's good to see you again. Thanks for showing up. Yeah, I hope to see you there, Angela. Awesome. Okay, so we are going to get to the key dates for the forecast next. But before that, I want to tell you guys about something. So tonight I am opening up for 20 members only, and then we're shutting the doors for a little while so that I can deliver in the membership. So a lot of people are like, wow, this is awesome. All the energy forecasts are awesome, but they have trouble implementing it and taking action, being like, yes, 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 I agree. I have to make these shifts. I have to, I have to break my patterns and cycles. I have to do all these things. But then they get stuck with, well, Marisa, like, how do you do this? And it's great to hear you once a month. But I had a lot of people be like, well, how do you actually do this? So what I decided to do was create a very accessible membership that's in between that and my highest 12-month program for women, where we take the forecast and we have implementation tools. So I take my 3-step soul alignment system. You have an all access pass to that. And then I do zoomed in, impromptu, channeled energy forecasts throughout the month, bonus forecasts. So basically, instead of getting a reading, right, you are hearing channeled stuff as it comes throughout the month. So I call them impromptu energy drops. So throughout the month, I get downloads in connection to the forecast that are like a zoomed in daily version of what's going on a deeper level. I put them into a voice note and I upload them into the membership. So you get all these impromptu energy drops throughout the month, which is awesome because I get channeled downloads like weekly and daily. And so I'm not sharing them with you guys, right? So you would get that. And also, you would have access to step 1 of the full soul alignment system. So in my soul alignment system, you have the manifesting, you have the nervous system grounding and regulation, and you have the intuitive development. Those are the 3 cores that I bring into all my teachings. And you will get access to an all access pass to all those beginner courses. Just to put it out there, just so you know the value of this, I'm taking founding members to test this process. Okay. So I'm making it so accessible for founding members that you're getting, one of those courses alone is 500, right? And you're getting 9 of them. So I'm taking 20 people only, then we're closing the doors. We're doing the impromptu energy updates throughout the month. You're also getting a gift box every single month at the beginning of the month. So this month, it's based on the theme, getting to the heart of the matter. You're getting a meditation, a journal connected to it, and affirmation card set. Okay, so you're getting 3 implementation tools and a guide on how to implement what we talked about in the forecast and the energy that's the umbrella over it all. And you get to take these tools and implement them. And then you're getting the energy drops and my whole 3-step soul alignment system all at once. Okay. So people are probably like, well, how much is it? Right. So it is $27 for the first 20 founding members per month. Right. And you're getting all this stuff. There's also an annual membership that allows you to unlock a bunch of other stuff and 5 VIP spots. I could explain that later. But after 20 members, we're closing it, seeing how it lands, seeing how people do going through the soul alignment process, and then we're closing the doors. After that, the membership will be incrementally going up to $99 a month. Okay. So if you want to get in, this is the last opportunities tonight to get it at $27 a month. It's an absolute steal. And it's because I want to test it going forward. And I'd like 20 founding members. Then we're closing the doors. So I'm going to put that link in the chat. And after 20 people, we are like incrementally increasing it to $99 a month as we go along. So let me put that link in the chat. Hold on one second. And then I'm going to get to the actual dates of the month. And if anyone has any questions, please let me know. But this is like so exciting because I get channeled information almost daily, and I'll be putting that live in the community and in the membership as it's coming through. So the messages are pretty cool, but they go along with the forecast. So I don't know where I put it. Hold on a second. Okay, I'm going to put that in the chat. If you don't see, it doesn't look like it's coming up on Facebook, but it is on YouTube. Okay. Marnie's asking about life after death. We could talk about that after the forecast, but I'm going to get into the dates soon, and then I'll answer any questions people have. Okay. Now, we're going to go through March. Now, let me show you something. I'm going to share my screen. So, let me share my screen. So, in the membership, you're actually getting this full guide on the forecast, and it breaks down all the summaries of every day and every single day moving forward into the month. So that's one of the resources that you'll be getting, and we're going to be going over this in just a second. And then I wanted to share with you what the membership looks like too. So in this membership, you have a community here, and you're getting the Lightbox gifts tonight, right after the forecast, which involve a meditation, a journal, and affirmation card. So every month you're getting these gifts. They expire at the end of every month. As you can see, we're close to our 20 members. So if you want to be one of our founding members, please join very soon. We have our classroom. You have your soul pathway step, and then you have all access to all of these resources: intuition courses, my somatic healing courses, and the manifesting courses. And depending on whether you're a monthly member or a yearly member, this is the breakthrough of the pattern process. This is the first step of that. And then we have our calendar with community of events. Those are for our Send and Align members, but we also have events coming up in Ignite and Illuminate. But I just wanted to show you what you'd be getting. And also, here's the impromptu energy drops. As you can see, I drop them just via audio, so you could just click on them and play them right as they come through. So I'm very excited about that. It's going to be fun. All right, let me move on to the March energy dates. Hold on one second. I'm just going to bring them up. Okay, so we're going to go over the full key date summary for March 2025. And like I said, this is the last month that I'll be going over each day in this specific forecast. The deeper dives are going to be in Ignite and Illuminate, but you still will be getting the overview of the theme and the summaries of the dates, and also the key dates daily and weekly that are like featured throughout the month. So March 1st and 2nd, since we're in March 3rd, we're going to still go over March 1st and 2nd inflow days. As we move into the first few days of the month, things may seem to flow better compared to the end of the month, particularly the last week. March 3rd, which is today, is the Diamond Day. March 3rd is what I would call a Diamond Day. There is brilliance in anything you bring to the table, and whatever you focus on will be magnified by the sun's rays, much like the brilliance of a diamond. You will feel more radiant than usual, especially since the previous 2 days have naturally drawn you toward self-care rituals. If you are considering a spa day or time near water, the first weekend in March would be ideal. Then on the 3rd, we're going to shift into intentional action. Okay, so today is a really, really important day. I call it the Diamond Day. And if you were considering a spa day or time near water, the first weekend in March is going to be ideal. So then on the 3rd, shift to intentional action. Okay. Oh, we just had somebody join. I wonder who it was. I will go back and see. March 4th and 5th, tie up loose ends. This is very important. The first week of March is very important. And we're going to go into the Q&A right after. And normally, hi, Joe. Good to see you. Nice to see you. Joe's one of our lovely, he's here all the time. So hi, Joe. Good to see you. March 4th and 5th, tie up loose ends. So on March 4th and 5th, there are still outstanding tasks that need to be completed, and your foundations must be solidified. So what you radiated earlier in the month can now serve as a springboard, but only if your groundwork is firm. Okay. So these days require focus with no distractions. Closing doors and tying up loose ends now will allow you to move through the month slowly and smoothly, soaring above the noise of the daily chaos. So this is crucial as we are approaching the first Mercury retrograde of 2025. Oh, hi. Yes. Hi, Bonnie. Hi, Joe. March 6th and 7th is push-pull energy. So these dates bring a push and pull feeling, like wanting to move forward while simultaneously being slowed down. It's as if the ride is full of people but moving sluggishly before finally taking off on steel tracks. Allow these delays as they are essential to the process. Financial matters may feel unclear or uncertain on these days, but don't worry, clarity will emerge on the 8th and the 9th. March 8th and 9th are the financial planning days. So these days are focused on getting your finances in order. However, this isn't just about paperwork or budgeting, it's about setting a grounded and structured financial plan for the coming months. This could apply to both business and personal finances, and any steps you take now may multiply in dividends. Literally, prioritize financial planning for Q2 of 2025, and you'll see long-term benefits. March 10th is grief and reflection. So this is a deep sadness may arrive on this day. Grief, especially over past relationships, lost time, or unresolved emotions may surface. You might find yourself being particularly hard on yourself, but it's important to remember you are more evolved now than you were ever before. You have changed, grown, and gained new wisdom. Ask yourself, why have I distracted myself from grieving? And what have I placed my energy to avoid dealing with emotions? Allow the grief to surface. Don't suppress it. A major release is possible today. March 11th through the 13th, fun and lighthearted days. Hi, Kim. Good to see you. Red Sox. No, I wrote these today, honey. Sorry. It looks like you're really enjoying this because you're staying here and watching the whole thing. So you're spending your time with me. So I appreciate it. Hope you're getting a lot out of it. And, a lot of people on YouTube, they come on and they're like, oh, let's just ignore the people who are like negative. But, I invite you, Red Sox. I invite you to come on. I'm just all up for it. Come on. It seems like you stayed here the whole forecast instead of doing something other than staying here, which means that you must be interested on some level. So these are all written by me. And it seems like you're a fan. So welcome. I'm not. I refuse. Yes. Welcome. Welcome, Red Sox. Let us know your name. Let us know where you're from. Maybe we can help you move through some of your patterns that you're dealing with in your life. But yeah, I'm not, I don't believe in being like, let's be all spiritual and let's be like, don't like, put it out there like when people are, disrupting the community that we've built. So I have no problem with it. If anybody else wants to talk to Red Sox, feel free. Okay. So anyway, yeah, exactly. Angela, thanks. March 11th. Yeah. Thanks, Lori. Appreciate that. Oh, I love people that come on and they're like, "Oh, this is so boring. Like I don't this, but they're staying on the whole half hour." So like you could be going on YouTube and doing other things and like googling something really interesting to you, but you're staying here, which means that I got under your skin, Red Sox. And so maybe you might want to come into the community. You might want to join the membership and learn a little bit about how to up level your life because I'd love to help you. Hi, Layla. Good to see you. Love the trolls. Anyway, yeah, everybody here is positive. We have a great community of people. We're going to have one once in a while. But you know what? If they stick around, they just want some attention. So we're going to give them some attention. Anyway, March 11th and 13th, fun and lighthearted days. These days bring lighthearted fun. So most major projects are already well underway, and any new endeavors started now may feel unstable, fleeting, or subject to rapid change like shifting winds. Since we're on the cusp of an emotional Mercury retrograde, this is a great time to revisit childhood activities or simple pleasures from your past. Play, explore, and take things lightly. March 15th, reflection and stillness. A day of reflection, meditation, and stillness. You'll need this pause before stepping into the action-packed period ahead. March 16th and 17th are bumpy roads ahead. So prepare for some bumps in the road. You are still on your way to your destination, but instead of smooth pavement, the journey may feel uncomfortable. Rest assured, you will arrive on time. The rough patch is temporary. March 18th to 21st. These 4 dates divide into 2 energy shifts. So March 18th and 19th, expect strong and intense energy. Good job, Joe. March is your birthday. Happy birthday. If you have a naturally intense personality, be mindful Your presence may feel amplified to others. Avoid unnecessary arguments. That's for you, Red Sox. Avoid unnecessary arguments. If you need to have a serious discussion, it's best to wait until the 22nd or 23rd. March 20th and 21st. These days bring expansion, particularly in financial matters. You may find yourself with more abundance than expected. Instead of rushing to decide what to do with it, take a moment to acknowledge what that you have exactly what you need. Additionally, the latter half of the month may bring significant shifts in the aviation industry. I'll talk about that, with news of mechanical issues or legal disputes dominating headlines. Need a drink. March 22nd and 23rd, love and connection. Ideal days for romance, family time, and reconnecting with loved ones. Spend quality time with pets, children, or close companions. These are perfect days for family gatherings or meaningful connections. March 24th, a hard stop. A hard stop. Something in your life reaches a necessary pause. This is time for a reevaluation, accept what needs to be reassessed. March 25th, clarity emerges. Suddenly, you'll understand why the hard stop was necessary. The universe has been working behind the scenes, and today you'll feel a sense of relief as clarity emerges. March 26th and 27th, lightness and freedom. These days carry lightness and freedom, allow spirit to show up in a very powerful way. Trust in the divine timing and let yourself be guided. March 28th, power in numbers. A serious and intense energy surrounds this day, but it also carries strength. There's power in numbers, collaborations, or group efforts, may be especially impactful today. March 29th and 30th, most fun days of the month. The most fun days of the month are March 29th and 30th, favorable for road trips, short visits, or reconnecting with places you haven't seen in a while. Enjoy spontaneous adventures. March 31st, get ready for launch. Get ready. April's big launch is coming. So, like I said, the new forecast format starts next month. Moving forward, I'm going to focus more on deep dives into the monthly themes. So, if you enjoyed what I did, the rest in the beginning, this is going to be more of a deeper dive into the themes and how we could implement those themes. It's going to be the key energy dates and weeks instead of reading each date like I just did, but I did this for one more time. But those are going to be in a PDF document in that membership. And the PDF guide is for detailed breakdowns and live impromptu updates, which I'm giving throughout the month, which are a lot of fun. And I'm really enjoying this new membership because we only had up to this point, because I'm not doing one-to-one work anymore. And we only have the Ascend on Align Accelerator, which is the year-long membership for breaking your patterns and cycles on a big breakthrough level. But we didn't have anything which took the forecast and helped you to implement it with my system. And you're going to start to feel better in about 7 days, like not even kidding. You're going to start to feel shifts within the first 30, huge shifts in your life. So like I said, closing the doors after 20 members, and then we're going to be moving forward and increasing the price at that point. So please become a founding member. You're getting so much value. If you love Momentum Bonnie, come join us in Ignite and Illuminate. And I guarantee you're going to have a great time. So I'm going to open up the floor to anybody who wants to ask questions. I know I saw a bunch of questions in the chat, and let me see if I can take them. Hold on one sec. Okay. Marnie, you had a question. Any suggestions for me to understand life after death? Well, that's a very a big broad topic, I guess. So do you have a specific question that maybe is about like one aspect of it that I can answer? I might need a more deeper, like a detailed question, because that life after death is like, there's so many different facets of it that we could talk about. So anything that you want to ask that's a little more detailed about the other side, I can I can look at that question, but I just don't really know where you'd like me to go in this area. Awesome. Oh, I'm so sorry, Marnie. I'm so sorry to hear that. Um, well, doing this as long as I have been doing it, um, it, the energy, like the person, the consciousness does need a couple months at least to transition to the other side. So we don't ever like try to disrupt that process. So if you were to go and see somebody to connect with him or whatever, um, that would kind of disrupt the process. So you want to give yourself a little bit of time to be a little more objective about the connection itself and allow yourself to go through the first 3 months of shock and grief really about what you're going through. And um I wouldn't seek out a medium right away or somebody to connect. And also I think a lot of people misunderstand how this work works. Um, a lot of people say, "Hey, I lost somebody. Can you please connect with them, or can I come and see you?" And I always tell them like, if somebody tells you that they can just connect to somebody right away, like on a phone line, then that wouldn't be true, because any good person who does this type of work wouldn't give you a guarantee that they could just connect to the person you want them to connect to. So the problem with somebody who's grieving very heavily going to somebody and having a session like this is that hope that they're going to have relief and know that that person's okay, right? And if they don't get a message from that person, then the grief is worse. So we don't want to really take responsibility to put that on somebody else. So if somebody is ethical in this work, they're going to tell the person, give yourself time to really go through this process and allow that other person time to transition before you really look to reach out. And I tell people not to go and actively reach out of desperation to connect, because that connection could be disrupted that way. We really have to allow them to come to us through signs and through giving us indication that it's time to make that connection. So I kind of leave it up to them to let us know and to give us that feeling like it's time to seek that connection out. I hope that helps you a little bit. Marnie, it's hard to tell unless he's coming through to somebody. If his energy is more earthbound or if his energy has gone over to the other side. It's very hard without him communicating that if he's still like has unfinished business here on the earth plane, or if he's decided to cross over. And even if they decide to cross over, they can still come back and give us a message through you. Like, you don't need a medium to get a message or a connection from him. But how do I say this? They have to go through their own process. And sometimes, yeah, you're not wanting to reach out, just wondering about his energy. Yeah, I wouldn't know unless I connected with him, where exactly his energy is at the moment, because I can usually tell if somebody comes through, if they're still here earthbound or if they've crossed over. But if they crossed over, they're still able to connect anyway. It's just kind of where their energy is. Um, if you feel more energy like close to you and in the house and all that stuff, then the energy is more likely earthbound and they haven't transitioned yet. But it's better for them to go over to the other side because their spirit is more at peace there. So hopefully that helps. But thank you for the question. Anybody else for questions before we start to wrap up the energy forecast for March? The reason I do these live is so you guys can ask these questions. Let me just go through. Does everybody relate to the forecast for the month? And are some of these themes really relevant to you right now? And how are they playing out in your life? Well, Blummy Blum says, get out of my head. So you must really relate to the forecast. Let's see. Well, Bonnie, you just typed the question in the chat, so that's exactly where you type the question. Yes, totally relate. Awesome. Good. I'm glad you felt a shift, Bonnie. That's awesome. I hope we see you in Ignite and Illuminate because that's going to actually take you up a whole other level. And Brenda, I'd love to see you there too. Awesome. Kristen, your birthday's on the 13th. So I'm so glad. Well, happy birthday. You're a Pisces. Happy birthday. Awesome. Great. Great. Well, I'm so excited to continue to bring you the forecast as we move into April. If you liked this live, let me know if you'd rather this live or pre recorded. If you liked having this live and having the entertainment of random people showing up on the forecast outside of our community. That's great. Denise, stuck. Yes, Denise, I'd love to see you and Ignite and Illuminate too. It's really an awesome place. You see you on the next Zoom. Yes, Lori's one of our accelerator members, and I'll see you this week on the calls. This is our month of our 30-day healing challenge, where we actually all do nervous system tools for 30 days straight. And it's like, I always tell people it does more than like 20 years of therapy does in usually 2 weeks. It just completely releases all that stuck energy. So much, there's so much there. We have to go through it at the level of the body. Yes, Bonnie, I'm not sure if you were here at the beginning of the forecast, but I have a live show coming up in New York at the end of the month. This is a one-time thing. I'm not sure if I'm going to do one again, but I have one coming up at the end of the month in New York, and I will put the link again in the chat with those tickets, the ticket link. So, like I said, guys, I'm coming out of sabbatical right now. This opportunity came up, and I was like, do I do it? Do I not? And my body said, okay, you can kind of branch out and do it. So try it out. And I'm like, okay. I said, I don't want to do anything. Just put it up there. We'll see who comes. And yeah, so I'm doing that at the end of the month. I'm not even sure where like Mahopac is. I'm not even sure where it is. All I know is it's 2 hours away from where I am. Awesome. Well, if nobody has any other questions, okay. Oh, yes, you're closer to Philly. Yes, so this is the only show that we have coming up. I don't know when I'm going to be doing another one, and I haven't done. We did a couple private ones over the last 3 years, but I haven't really done any big public ones in 3 years. So this opportunity came, I took it, and I'm back for one show. We'll see what happens. Yeah. So I know a lot of people are driving distances to come, and you get dinner there as well. So you get dinner and a show. Usually we don't have buffet dinner, but they are putting out dinner. So it's going to be a good time. Awesome. Well, thanks everybody for coming. And I'm going to put the link to the new membership. And it is $27 a month, but it's cancel anytime. So if you come in and you're like, hey, I don't want to do this, you can always cancel. And we do have annual memberships as well. So like it's like a discount for the whole year. And plus you get access to a bunch of other resources, courses, and also some VIP assets. So I will put that into the chat as well. And I forgot to say, if you join at $27 a month for the first 20 people, because I'm testing this out, that's why I'm offering it at that price. And our price goes up like over the course of time, you stay locked in at that price for as long as the membership lasts. So if it goes up to $100 a month, you're still at 27 lifetime. So that's the other benefit as well. Oh, and I forgot to mention too that the 20 members that are coming in, I'm not doing any live events in that membership, like as far as like live coaching. But I'm doing a mastermind call for the first 20 members. So it's a live coaching mastermind call that you guys could come to. So it's a one-time thing for the first 20 members also. So I'm looking forward to it. All right. Thanks everybody for coming. Marnie, it was great to see you. Thanks so much for asking such a wonderful question. And again, I know that he will come and give you signs that he is around. I don't know. I'm getting a rose, a single red rose, but I don't know if that's for you, Marnie, but I want to give you that. I don't know if that was like a tattoo or something. I don't know, but I want to just give you that. And maybe that connects and maybe it doesn't. Anyway, thank you all for coming. I'm so glad I did this live. If you liked it live, please let me know that you're like, hey, every month I'd like to do this live. It was fun. Or if you don't care, but I want to hear from you. Like, I liked it live. I didn't like it live. I would love your feedback to say, no, I like it pre recorded, or I like having some interaction with you. Please let me know. I'm going to give it another 30 seconds and see if you guys liked it live or if you want it pre recorded again. Does anybody care either way? I'm waiting. So you all liked it live. Live is fun, Denise says. Okay, good. Okay, we're getting some things. I enjoy the live. Michelle joined the live. Uh, let's see. Let's see. Live is fun, Denise says. Okay. Joe says live rocks. I love the live events except for the stalker. Trey likes the live. Marnie. Okay. You guys like it live. All right. Well, we'll do more. That sounds fun. Who knows where this is going to head? But I'm so glad I was able to connect with you tonight. And I'll see you soon. All right. I will there'll be a replay of this as well. And we'll talk to you very soon. Bye-bye.